So let's start like this. The first mitzvah in this week's Parshat, Vayaki Tavo La'aretz, you have the mitzvah of Bikkurim. What's the mitzvah of Bikkurim? You live here in Ra'anana, you have a garden, and you have the Shiva Saminim in your backyard. You have a fig tree, you have a pomegranate tree, you have all these beautiful trees that are here. And they start the first one that starts to blossom, you take a little ribbon, you pay attention to all the trees that you have of the Shiva Saminim, you tie a little ribbon on it. When it grows and it gets big, you harvest, could you say that? You harvest fruit from the tree. Okay, you harvest the fruit from the tree, and then you bring it, there's a procession, you bring it to the Beit HaMikdash, and then when you get to the Beit HaMikdash, you say all these different psukim, and that's the process of Bikkurim. Now, that's what it says in the Torah. Okay, the Torah Shebaal Peh, the Mishnayos, and the Rambam discuss that this wasn't just like you tie a ribbon and you go. This was the procession of the year. This was like the parade of the Jewish people of the time. And I want to bring you back to the times of the Beit HaMikdash and give you a little bit of a feeling of what it was like. Okay, so imagine we're living in the Golan. We each have big fields. Okay, and we have all the Shiva Saminim that are grown. And now, in between Shavuos and Sukkot, that's the time in the summertime. It was like a holiday parade that we would decide to go together as a group, our community. We would go together to bring up our basket to the Beit HaMikdash. Now, everyone would make a different basket, and then in the basket, you would put your fruit inside. Now, the first fruit that comes out of the tree, it's not always the prettiest one, right? Look at here. Sometimes it comes out like a little, not the one that they would put like, in the front in the supermarket. Sometimes but that's the one that you bring. If you got a beautiful one, great. If you got a crooked one, doesn't make a difference. But you fill up your basket, okay? And you get ready to go. Now, the night before, what happens the night before? Camp out. What does that mean? Everyone leaves their house, and we camp outside, tents, mangal, all to do, right? Outside of the city, we get ready to go. And then, as the sun raises, comes up, one guy takes out his megaphone. He says, "Olim leYerushalayim." We're all going up to Yerushalayim. Everyone gets up. We pack our bags. We already left our house the night before. We're camping. We camp all that, and then we start going. And then, as we start going down from wherever we're staying, Golan, Ra'anana, as we start going to Yerushalayim, people, other cities here, the procession from Ra'anana is coming. The Bikkurim procession from Ra'anana is coming. Let's go greet them. So as we go by Petach Tikva and Tel Aviv, whichever way you're taking, Klishvo, Klishesh, whatever it is, people stop along the way and they tell you, wow, welcome, it's amazing, incredible. Now, we get to Yerushalayim. Okay, we're outside the walls of Yerushalayim. We stop outside the walls of Yerushalayim and we send a messenger to the Kohanim. And we tell Kohanim, the group from Ra'anana is here. The mission from Ra'anana is here. They get all excited. The Kohanim come out and they say, Yalla, let's go. We all walk in together. By the whole way, as we're going down, they're singing. And we have an ox that leads us, and the ox has gold ribbons on his horns. It's like a whole mamish procession. It's like it's a to-do, and it's not like overnight. It takes a few days. And then we get to the Beit HaMikdash. The Kohen Gadol, the Kohanim that are there, the Kohen meets each individual. So let's say each one of us has our own house and our own basket. Okay, so I come with my basket. Let's say I'm the first one in. So I come in, the Kohen says, welcome. He brings me into the Azara, and he holds my basket together with me. And then he says, repeat after me. V'anita ve'amarta lifnei Hashem. This is what I say. I get up and I say, Arami oved avi, my father, right? Vayagad Mitzrayim. He says Yaakov was and he went down to Mitzrayim. Vayagad sham b'miteimat. V'yisham legoy gadol atzum v'rav. We went down to Mitzrayim. This is what I say in front of everyone. Right? We went to Mitzrayim and we became a big nation. Vayru utanu mitzrim v'yanunu. The Mitzrayim punished us. Yeah, they made us work. V'itnu aleinu avodah kasha. These are the psukim we say, by the way, in Agadosh Pesach, right? V'nitzak Hashem, and we scream out to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'yishma Hashem et kolenu, Hashem listens to us. V'yaret anenu, and he saw our suffering, v'tamalenu v'tlachatzenu. And this is all the things that I say. V'tzienu Hashem b'yad chazaka. First of all, like, what shaykhis? Like, what are we talking about Mitzrayim now? Fine, okay? V'yotzienu Hashem b'Mitzrayim. Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim b'yad chazaka, v'zron nituyah, uv'mrei gadol, v'otot muftim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out of Mitzrayim. Yeah? V'avienu l'makom hazeh, and he brought us to Eretz Yisrael. V'yitenanu et ha'eretz hazot, eretz zavat chalav udvash. And he gave us this amazing land that's flowing with milk and honey. Ve'ata. Now I start speaking, right? Now. Behold, listen. Hinei, heveti et reshit pri adama. I brought the first of my fruit. Asher netana li Hashem, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you. V'inachto lifnei Hashem lakecha, v'ishtachavita lifnei Hashem lakecha. You put it down, and you bow down to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? V'samachta b'chol hatuf. And you should be happy with all the good that HaKadosh Baruch Hu give you. Leveta ata v'alevi v'ager asher bisharecha. Good? This is the process. This is what happens. I'm done. I go to the side. You come in with your basket. Arami oved avi. In case you didn't hear me say it. Oh, you say it again. Arami oved avi. And I went to Mitzrayim, and they took us out of Mitzrayim. And then you're done. The next guy after you. We were in Mitzrayim. and we took us out. And now we're now, here's the first of my fruit, Shalom Ma'isa. Few questions. We're going to ask 3 questions. Question number 1, what in the world is the point of this whole procession? All to do. I thought, until I learned these Mishnayos, what's Bikurim? You got a little apple, you FedEx it, Amazon, put in dog, gets there a year and a half later, because you sent it with a dog, and then it gets to the base of the Mikdash. Show me so. That's how you do Bikurim. No, a whole procession, a whole parade, a whole two. Why do you need this whole thing? You get up and you announce. That's question number 1, right? And I need to say that we discussed about mitzvah. What's going on here? Question number 1, what's the purpose of the whole ceremony? Question number 2 is the last pasuk says, this will make you happy. You will be happy, right? It's almost like the pasuk is promising. If you do this, you'll be happy. Really? This is what I don't like walking in the summer. If you remember what it was like here in the summer. Yeah, I don't like walking in the summer with my Shiva Saminim, with an ox. I'd rather go in an air-conditioned car. Why is this going to make me happy? And then question number 3 is that the first word in all the Torah is Bereshit. Right? Bereshit bara Elokim t'shamayim v't'aretz. Says the Midrash, Bereshit bishvil reishit. The world was created for reishit. What does reishit mean? Says the Midrash, Reshit bikurei admatecha tavi bet Hashem lokecha. The whole world was created for Bikurim. Could anyone in their right minds explain to me why in the world is Bikurim so important that the whole world was created for you to schwitz in the sun with a donkey, with an ox that has some gold on his horn, and then to say this whole psukim in front of the Beit? This is what the world was created for. What's going on over here? 3 very simple questions. Okay. Number 1, what's the whole procession? What's going on here? Why do I need this whole procession? And then I yell and I scream, and it's amazing, right? Why do I need to do that? Number 2, why is this going to guarantee me happiness? It says, you'll be, this will make you a happy person. Okay? And then question number 3 is why is the Torah, the whole world was created. The Midrash says, the whole world was created for the mitzvah of Bikurim. Really? I can think of 10 other mitzvahs that the whole world was created for before bringing my decrepit looking date up to the Beit HaMikdash. Right? What's going on with you? Okay, so here we go. We'll answer this question. I'll answer. We'll begin the answer. Since there are 3 questions, there are going to be 2 parts to it. But we'll begin with a story. A story that I heard at a bris of a friend of mine, which was related to my wife's grandmother. Okay, my wife she grew up in Monsey, and her grandparents were Rav Shmuel Mendelovitz and Rebbitzin Shoshana Mendelovitch. Rav Shmuel Mendelovitch was the son of Rav Shaga Feivel Mendelovitch, and they helped start the Jewish community in Monsey, New York. Okay, they were there for many years. And my wife's grandmother, Rebbitzin Babi Shoshana, we used to call her, which my daughter is named after her. She was the principal in one of the schools there. So what does this have to do with the bris? I'll tell you. I was learning here in yeshiva in a kola. I was taking the rabbinut bechinas, and a friend of mine, my chavrusa, Rav Yitzi Taylor, he had a son, he had a baby boy. So we got invited to the bris. We went to the bris. We get to the bris. I sit down at a table, random table, and it happens to be we sat down at the table of my chavrusa's wife's mother. Okay, so my friend's mother-in-law, the shviger. I got the zeichet to sit with the shviger. Okay, so I sit down, a little Jewish geography. In 3 minutes, she's like, "Oh, Monsey. Oh, do you know Mrs. Rebbitzin Babi Shoshana?" So he said, "Yeah, it's my grandmother. That's my wife's grandmother." She almost falls off the chair. And she says, "Your grandmother," my wife was with me, says, "Your grandmother saved my life. She completely changed the trajectory of my life." I'm like, wow, what happened? Atzala, CPR? He says, no. He says like this. He says, I grew up in Monsey, and I was the class clown. I was literally, whenever something had to do with trouble, I was there first and foremost. And the whole time, I was like problem child from beginning to end. I couldn't do anything. I drove everyone crazy. He says, one day, there's a knock on the door of my classroom, and the door opens up, and the principal's there, Rebbitzin Shoshana. Now in school, she's the principal. Everyone's scared of spinning. She points to me, and she says, "You come out." He said, I get up. He says, the whole class starts giggling. Now in my head, this is what she tells us. She says, in my head, I'm thinking, what did she catch me on? Okay, which one of the things that I did she catch me on? If she caught me on this, I'm going to give that excuse. If she caught me on the second thing, I'm going to give that excuse. If it's the third thing, I have that excuse. And I have like 5 seconds until I get to her to try to make my claims together. He says, I get outside, I get into the hallway, and what your grandmother does is as follows. She says, listen, She says, I have had the worst day of my life that I can remember in a really long time. I've had a terrible day. I woke up late. The coffee spilled. I got in the car. I got a flat tire. Someone yelled at me at the thing. Until I now just rolled into work at 11 o'clock. I walked into my office and I was miserable. I was just miserable. I was mad. I was angry. I was miserable. I was in a bad mood. And I sat down and I said, I can either be in a bad mood for the rest of the day, or I can try to get out of this bad mood. I said, but it's going to be very hard for me to get myself out of this bad mood. So I thought to myself, who is the one person in this entire school that can cheer me up? And after it didn't even take me a second to think. I knew it was you, because you're so funny and you're so exciting and you're so awesome. Do you mind going up and down the hallway with me for 5 minutes, spending 5 minutes with me and telling me some of your funny stories of stuff that you've done or whatever, some of the things, just to cheer me up? And she says, I stood there and I was in total shock. And she said, we walk up and down the hall for 5 minutes. She puts her arm around me. We start giggling. She's giggling. I'm giggling. We're both giggling. After 5 minutes, she says, thank you so much. That was amazing. You can go back to class. She says, at that moment, I realized that I could become someone. I realized that I have value. I have what to give. I don't need to be the class clown just to get attention and just to make everyone crazy, but I can actually use my gift of being funny, being naturally funny, to actually go help people and make people's lives much better. And he said, at that moment, the trajectory of my life changed completely. And she didn't tell me to change anything. She didn't tell me to fix anything. All she did was she shined light on my ability to do good and my ability to give. That's the story. The whole point of this procession is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling you, you come with a basket. Your grape that came out looks like a raisin. Your date that came out looks malnourished. The fig that you have looks like, I don't know what, right? It looks like a grape. Everything else. But you come with your basket. And your basket is all disheveled. And it looks like whatever. But you know what? That's your basket. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you. And you know what you do? You come to the Beit HaMikdash and you stand in front of everyone and you get a prime light. We have a whole parade. And the whole parade is just for who? Just for you. And when you get to the Beit HaMikdash, you're going to get up in front of everyone. It's going to be quiet. And the Kohen is going to say, go. It's now your turn to shine. And you're going to take your ugly little fruit and your nebbish little baskets and you're going to hold it up and you're going to say, Master of the world, took me out of Mitzrayim. You get the whole thing. And the whole point of this procession is just to show you and to prove to you that you matter and that you're special and that you're unique and that there was no one in the history of the world and there is no one in the future of the world that will ever be anyone like you, right? And that's a scientific fact. No one in the history of the world was ever like you, and there'll be no one like you ever. So what you have to offer is something unique. And it could be that what you have to offer is a shriveled fig. And it could be that one year, what you have to offer is the most beautiful pomegranate that ever grew with a crown that's perfect. My wife, when we go before Rosh Hashanah, she tells me, go buy a pomegranate, but make sure the crown is perfect. If I come back with a broken crown, it's not nice. You can't put it on the table. It has to look nice on the table, right? So sometimes you have the most beautiful fruit to offer, and sometimes your fruit are disheveled. But every year, you get up to Har HaBayis, you get up to the Beit HaMikdash, and you in a big light, you get up and you say, you know what? I have what to offer. I have what to offer, and sometimes it's like this, sometimes like that, and it's not the same as you, but it's unique, specific to you. And the moment you realize that you are unique, and the moment you realize that you're the only person who can give what you were sent here to give, you know what that's going to give you? Happiness. Why are we not happy? Because we're always looking over our shoulders. Oh, he has more. He has this. Why does he get that? And that person gets this thing, and he has that thing, and I never, look what I have, right? But the moment you realize that you are so unique, that only you can have something what to offer, that is the definition of simcha. Definition of simcha is that I matter. I make a difference, right? That's the greatest gift that you can realize, and that's what's going on over here in the story of the Bikkurim. And the Midrash also says that Bikkurim today we don't have Bikkurim. So what takes the form of Bikkurim? It says the Midrash tefillah, davening. Why? Davening is the same thing. Because Baruch Hu every day he waits and he says, I want to hear you. I'm waiting to hear what you have to say. And almost it's mincha. I'm waiting to hear what you're going to say for mincha. And so in Mariv, I'm waiting to hear what you're going to say for Mariv. Why? Because I need your voice. Because your voice is so unique. And it never was and it never will be. So make it sign. Make it heard. I want to hear what you have to say. Good? So that's the first step. This is part one. The whole procession, the whole mitzvah, and the whole to-do is all for you to realize that you're unique and you're special. And that's why we do this whole thing just specifically for you. And that's why it's going to give you happiness. But it's not enough to know that you're important. You need to know why you are important, what you are important for, right? It's not enough to know that you matter. You need to know what you matter for. What were you sent here to do? Okay, so you went up, and there's a whole procession. Great. And I can give my grapes, even though they're disheveled, or I can give my beautiful pomegranate. I know I'm special. I know I'm unique. But for what? What did God make you unique for? So you can go on vacation. So you can go to the Maldives. You can't go there anymore if you're Israeli, right? So what's the point? Why did he make you unique? For what? What's the point? Great. You're unique. You're amazing. You're incredible. You're a one in a lifetime, one in a creation gift. But why? Why did he make you unique? For what reason? That's why you need to read the psukim. You get up you have the whole procession. They bring you up. They say, you're unique. You're special. You are once in a lifetime ever been created. You get up, and what do you read? What is my uniqueness for? Why did God make me so unique and so special? You know why? Because I'm part of Am Yisrael. I need to use my uniqueness to be a mamlachas kohanim, the goy kadosh, and I need to use my uniqueness to give to my family, to give to my community, to give to Am Yisrael, and eventually to give also to what? To give to the world, to be that light onto the nation. And that's why we start reading about Yetzias Mitzrayim. Because it's not enough to be unique that, okay, you're special, you're amazing. But what are you unique for? You're unique for the whole world, to be able to give and to be able to contribute much better. And that's why you discuss that we were in Mitzrayim and that we left Mitzrayim. Because Baruch Hu did Nisim, and we're all part of a family. And we came to the land of Israel, and you gave me what to offer. You gave me what to offer, and I'm going to offer that back to the Jewish nation and to the Jewish people. And that's an incredible idea. And that's what you're saying. Ve'ata yinei hiveti et reshit pri adama. What does pri mean? Pri means fruit. But fruit also means what? What you accomplish, right? Someone gives you a blessing. He says, may all your wishes come to fruition. What does it mean, fruition? It comes from the word fruit. Meaning fruit means that your dreams should materialize. So you're coming to the Beit HaMikdash and you say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm bringing all my fruit, all my contributions, all the things that I can give, lifnei Hashem Elokecha, I'm giving it before you to the land to the people of Israel. Now, what's fascinating is as we get to Yom Kippur, when the Kohen Gadol goes into Kodesh HaKodashim, so there's a special tefillah that he says in the Machzorim, right? You have one tefillah, okay? You were going into someone told you have 30 seconds a year inside the Kodesh HaKodashim. Okay, what do you say? So he has a tefillah, and I'll read it to you. V'kach eta tefilloto shel Kohen Gadol. Yhi ratzon mifanecha, Hashem Elokeinu v'Elokei Avotinu. Maybe you will. Shete'eh shana zu haba aleinu v'al kol amcha beis Yisrael. May this upcoming year be for Jews all over the world. Im shchuna gshuma. It should be, you should have rain. V'al yikanes lefanecha tfilat uvrei drachim li'inyan hageshem b'sha'a she'olam tzarich lo. He says if there's someone traveling and he wants it, he's going on vacation to Israel and he doesn't want it to rain. He says, I'm coming to Israel in January. I want there to be no rain so like that I can go do all the things. Don't listen to his tefillah. That's the don't why? Because Am Yisrael at that moment needs a tefillah. May the Jewish people not need one another for parnasa. Shana shelo tapil isha pri bitna. A year that women should not miscarry. Pri bitna. The fruit of her stomach. And a lot of the Mefarshim explain that this represents not just, of course it means pregnant women, that Bezrat Hashem, all the kids should come out with health and happiness, but every person becomes pregnant with his dreams and his aspiration, right? And when you give birth to your dreams and aspiration, that's your fruit. That's pri bitna, the fruit of your stomach, of who you are. So the tefillah that the Kohen Gadol has is that it's not enough that you know that you're unique and you're special, but rather, what are you using your uniqueness and your specialty for? Are you using it for Am Yisrael? You should use it to give birth. And I want to share an incredible is a Facebook post, but also it's about an incredible woman, Miriam Peretz. Miriam Peretz, I'm sure many of you probably have heard of her. She's an incredible woman who, before the war, she was super unique, and now, unfortunately, after the war, what made her unique in the initial getting to know her is no longer unique, but she's still incredibly unique for who she is as a woman. Let me explain. Miriam Peretz she had an older son, his name was Oriel, who got killed in Lebanon. He got killed in Lebanon, and her husband, after her son got killed, got tremendous heart pain and heartache, and he died. And then her second son, now in the Israeli army, when a family is a mishpacha shakula, the other children don't need to go to the army unless the mother signs. But the mother signed. And the other son was Eliraz, got killed later. So she lost 2 sons and her husband. Okay. Now I say she was unique up until October 7th, because since October 7th, unfortunately, there have been 4 or 5 families where 2 siblings were killed. But what makes her unique was who she is as a woman and her attitude towards life. So someone once asked her, what is your most inspiring moment of the Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur davening? This is what they asked her. So you would think, Nesana Toke, Utshuva Tefillah Tzedakah, maybe the Hishtachavaya, bowing down. You know what she said? She said the Tefillah of the Kohen Gadol when he goes into the Kodesh HaKadoshim and he davens. Right? That's the most inspiring part of the Tefillah. And she wrote this in a post. And I translated it for you, and I'm going to read it for you, what she said, because I think if I would say it with my words, it would take away from what she said. So I'll first summarize it, and then we'll read what she said. She said, what's the Tefillah? The Tefillah of the Kohen Gadol is, it's okay and it's important for each person to be unique and each person to be individual. But in order to be a nation, your individuality cannot come at the expense of the nation itself. Every soldier that goes to war, he goes through a difficult time. It's hard, it's difficult. Who's he doing that for? He's doing it for the nation itself. So you can't, as unique and as special as you are, and as unique and as special as your personal gift is, it can't come at the expense of the cloud. And I'll read you what she wrote. She writes like this. When choosing between the individual and the community is more important. If a traveler prays that it should not rain, his prayers should not be answered. In times of distress, a person tends to see only his own suffering, himself, instead of looking at the needs of the community. A nation cannot endure if it is built on selfish thinking. Now, it's easy for me and maybe for you to write this, but for someone who lost 2 kids and her husband to say a person tends to only see his own suffering himself instead of looking at the needs of the community. And what this tefillah does is what is she saying in other words? The reason why I love this tefillah is because I know that I gave my sons up for something greater. I gave up my 2 children for who? For Am Yisrael. And she said her daughter-in-law once asked her, Shlomit, she said she related a conversation that she had with her late husband Eliraz. And she asked Eliraz, what makes you happy? What's something that makes you happy? And Shlomit, his late wife, is the Almana. She says, I thought he would answer, me, right? Maybe the kids, something. You know what he answered? He says, what makes me happy is that I'm part of Am Yisrael. That's what makes me happy. So what is Bikkurim? Bikkurim is this incredible connection, right? Of, on the one hand, you're important. You are the most unique thing that ever existed in the history of the world and that will ever exist. We have a whole parade for you. We bring out the oxes with the gold. We put you on display. You say, right? We make you shine. You are an individual. And every year we remind you of this. Every year we remind you how special and how unique you are. But then at the same time, what do we make you read? I'm so special, I'm so unique, but where do I come from? I come from the nation of Am Yisrael. I come from a nation of Am Yisrael, which means I was sent here. My uniqueness was sent to give back. It's not for me to become, to go on vacation all day and just indulge, but it's how could I give back more? How could I do more for the community, for my family, for Am Yisrael as a whole? And now we understand the Midrash. Bereshit bara Elokim. The whole world was created for what? For the mitzvah of Bikkurim. Bereshit bara Elokim. The whole world was created for Bikkurim. What is Bikkurim? Bikkurim is your raison d'être. It's literally your mission in life. What is it? It's you are unique, you are incredible, there is no one ever like you, now go take your uniqueness and give it back to Am Yisrael. And that's why the whole world was created for the mitzvah of Bikkurim. And that's an incredible and amazing thought. So if we can walk away from today's shir, understanding that you're so unique, but don't leave your uniqueness just for you and be selfish with it. Give it back to Am Yisrael. Right? It's the month of Slicha and Rachamin. Give it back the more you could. All of each person, whether it's whatever it is, each person knows, every person knows what he's good at. Don't drown out your uniqueness. Give it, use it, and give it back to Am Yisrael. And if we do that, B'ezrat Hashem, next year, we'll already start planning for the field trip, going up to Har HaBayis. And whoever wants to be closest to the ox can let me know. We'll put in requests who wants to be closest to the ox, and B'ezrat Hashem will be zocha to bring korbanos in Yerushalayim b'meira b'yameinu. Amen. Shkayach everyone.